This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago.
This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago.
There we go. Welcome to Chicago. You're tuning into the TCSF podcast with Big Z in the house. We got JC Dynasty Fantasy Football, and we got Ivan from the Tape Never Lies Network, baby. And you're coming straight from the 606 Media Studios, powered by true Chicago sports fans. This is episode 276, and we're fired up to dive into everything that is Chicago, which is our Chicago sports teams that make it great. Remember to go to 606 Media, your ultimate source for all things Chicago. Check out our website and look at the merch that we got there, the exclusive line, True Chicago Sports Fan Podcast t-shirt, and we for the Love of Sports merchandise line. They got two special lines up there. Show you off your Chicago pride. And if you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, anything else where you're watching, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you're listening on your favorite podcast app, hit the 5-star review. Hit the 5 stars on there. It means the world to us. Shoots us up on the chart. Keeps us relevant. It doesn't cost you a damn thing. But if you want to spend some change and want to get more involved, support the show with the monthly subscription at anchor.fm/True Chicago Sports Fans. As little as 99 cents a month gets you started, and every bit helps the conversation going. Again, the 606 Media family has a couple podcasts and Podsicated with myself, Big Z. We dive deep into fascinating life stories, engaging discussion, and insightful interviews, and tons of humor. We also have No Water in the Weekend with Steven and Sean, a pop culture podcast that's serving up funny trivia, film, and TV, and all the latest Chicago-centric happenings. So let's strap in and talk about our Chicago sports team, our culture, and everything beyond. Let's get started with our Chicago Bears, who are on top of the NFC mountain. Who would have thought we'd be saying that out loud? We are on top of the mountain in the NFC, in the north, and we're just. It's just exciting to be on top. Ivan, how excited are you?
Well, I mean, I'm happy. Like, I'm happy that the Bears are winning and they're, in the position that they are. Satisfied? No, obviously not. I think there's still a lot of work to be done, and you could actually hear that from the coach's mouth literally today. There's things that there still needs to be work done on. The passing game needs to be cleaned up a bit. He mentioned that today in his interview about receivers not necessarily running crisp routes or getting enough depth in their routes. So what I hear from that is we're not done. Like, this isn't a complete, team. And I've already mentioned that plenty of times, like throughout the years. This team isn't complete. They're far from perfect, but they're winning. They're winning, and that is a credit to the coaching staff. You get credit to the players for stepping up when they needed to, because you got guys that are not necessarily household names stepping up and playing well for the Bears, particularly on defense. But again, I want to see more. I want to see, now that we're getting to this point, I do want to see a big game from the passing game. Now that we can see what the running game can do, let's start working off of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's gonna be people terrified of that running game now that you had two 100-yard backs run all over the Philadelphia Eagles on Friday, and there was nobody more happy. I mean, you guys are happy after, but the way that they fucking did it, I was just the whole night. I was just elated because they fucking stomped them, donkey kicked their ass at home, and they made it a point. That was a statement win. That was a bully win. You bullied a bully. That's part of what I wanted. And again, it was a complete game. I felt like it could have been cleaner, but I'll give it to them. That was the most fun, complete game I've seen in a long time.
JC?
Packers suck.
Yeah.
Let's start with that. No, guys, let's be honest. I mean, watching the Eagles game, how could you not be happy with what happened? Yes, as we said, there are things that need to be cleaned up. We watched Tripolo completely miss a block and Caleb get demolished. There are things again that need to be cleaned up, people need to know that what their task is, what their role is, on the offensive line. Like again, Triplo, you cannot let that man go, at least in like a hand on the shoulder, hand in the chest, like free run at your quarterback. That can't happen, right? The run game, let's give credit where it's due. The offensive line is absolutely trouncing people. We've been watching it basically ever since the bye week. The run game has improved dramatically. Now, that said, as Ivan alluded to, there are things in the passing game that need to be cleaned up. I mean, I've said it before and I'll say it again. 56% completion percentage is not good enough. Not blaming Caleb on all of it. There are many drop balls that we have watched, to Roma Dunze, to OZ, to name it, right? We've watched a couple balls sail over DJ Moore's head. Things of that nature. If you can put a passing game with this run game, we have a very deep run in the playoffs. Without a passing game to go with this run game, could we make it to the wild card? Could we make it to, right now we're number 1 in the NFC. We could be looking at a potential like where we don't have to play week 1 in the playoffs. That said, as Ben Johnson and as Ivan has alluded to and everything else, there needs to be a little bit of a cleanup on the passing game side.
Huge fight in the Giants-Patriots game right now. They just dragged that man through the sideline. It's still going on.
Oh, wow. It's still going on. Yeah. Oh, wow. Wow.
They went up and down the sideline and then onto the field. That was –
yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. That was,
no,
just
it's
like,
going
holy
on.
crap. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, 76 from the Giants is just trying to fight everybody. Oh, that's Runyon. Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's Runyon.
Oh, wow. Yeah, don't mess with that.
Is that Runyon? Yeah.
That's Runyon, yeah.
That's got to be – he's going out. He's going out of bounds. That's got to be a fucking ejection.
Ooh.
He's going out. He's going out. Like, he's going out of bounds.
There's no need for that kind of.
He's going out. He's one step out before stepping out of bounds. Like, that's, I don't know, man. Like, I would, like, yeah, you got to, yeah, they grabbed that.
Good for Runyon. Good for Runyon for protecting his quarterback.
Yeah,
Steven's going to join us in a second, but to all of your points, yes, the running game has been great, right? We have 255 yards rushing this and 2 TDs. The first time of 2 Bears backs had a 100-yard game since 1985. That's great. That's phenomenal, actually. You know what? Not many of us have seen this in our lifetime. I know JC was. Were you even born in 85?
I was a Super Bowl baby.
Ah, there you go.
I was not born in 85, but I was a product of 1985.
Oh, there you go. There we go. And yeah, for me, there's a lot of stuff to be cleaned up. There was a lot of wind that killed a lot of balls being passed, but obviously the passing game does need to be cleaned up. Let me bring in Steven. There we go, Stevie B.
What's up, guys?
What's up, Stevie B?
Freezing over here. Heat's out again, so you got
to pay the bills, man. That's how that works. You got to pay bills.
Yeah. They're paid. So,
how much of the game did you get to catch, Steven?
I caught pretty much the end of the second quarter into the third and fourth. But I will say this: you guys have more analytic stuff. The way I see it, as every single game that we've played, and maybe you guys covered this, it's been a different point of this team. It's been a week of Caleb. Then the following week, it was DJ Moore with 2 touchdowns. Now this week was the running game. You can't focus on one thing. Yes, you could clean it up, but I like to see that each and every week it's someone different stepping up on this team, and it's not just putting it all on Caleb, and it's not always putting it on the running backs. You got the tight ends. You have Cole Kmet getting in. You have Loveland getting in there. So, yes, and the win from the wide receivers from DJ Moore when he went over it and he missed it. It went right through his hands. It was a little push-off, but also it was really windy that day. So it's not an excuse, but I like to see how each and
Oh, he dropped out. He probably didn't pay his internet bill as well.
Get a job.
Get a job. There's definitely a lot of facets to this team, and every week there's been improvement in a different facet. Oh, looks like he's on the Wi-Fi again. There's different facets that go into the game.
I literally can't catch a break today. It's something if it's not one thing. I'm waiting for my Hallmark movie to start kicking in where I get the girl and I get the job and everything's sunshine and rainbows for this month, but starting off really bad. So
Starting off really bad, man.
starting off really bad.
I'm just expounding on your points where you're right.
Far.
Yeah,
so far. Every single part of the offense has been an improvement. And one thing that we have not really been picking on has been the offensive line when it comes to the run game. They are pushing forward. They're pushing guys 5, 6, 7, 8 yards into the secondary where everybody get way more yards with these running backs, which is great. And again, like Ivan says, okay, great. Now this is going. Now let's build on that and get that play action to hit. Me and Ivan been saying this at the lives every single week. Run the ball. Make Monungai your number one guy. Power back and use the other guy, Swift, as your finesse guy. Now you can use that play action because now they have to take into account that the run is a powerhouse. Great. Now you're going to stack the box. Guess what? Now the receivers should be able to eat a lot more.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm waiting for these two to actually.
Well, he was talking to you.
Steven.
Oh, you were? Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
not only that, ever since Steven came back on, all of a sudden my internet's acting up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, well, black sheep, man. Tell you, it's been like that all year. So.
Steven's just a black hole.
Yeah, see, my internet's cutting out, and everybody's like,
"Oh boy,
mm-hmm.
Oh boy."
Hold on. I'm going to switch internet right quick because I think Steven is messing up my
internet. Steven's on your internet. Yeah.
Hey, I pay a lot for this internet to work. I shouldn't have any issues.
Well, the Bears are just not scrapping wins is what we're talking about.
Exactly.
They've built an identity, and it starts with Ben Johnson. It's trickled down to Calebwilliams where he's calling out players for not being in the right spots, knowing the right play. And you're seeing that. There's leadership being you're giving it, what is that called? You're sharing accountability. You're delegating some of the things to Caleb now that he's been coached a lot harder or even probably the hardest he's ever been coached, and he's stepping up to the challenge. Now, is he still making mistakes? Of course. No quarterback has a perfect, clean game. And what I didn't see is him scrambling around like, a 2-year-old with a cookie. He was able to throw the ball away. He did make a couple of moves here and there, but at the same time, he was within the offense, and there was a lot of run, which gave him a lot of took a lot of pressure off of his back. Ivan?
No, I agree. It's not necessarily saying that we need to limit how many passes he has, but it's let the game dictate the plan, right? And not necessarily right away abandon the run per se, right? Let's say if the game plan calls for more passes, okay, that's fine. I just can't have you not running for a significant amount of times. 18 pass calls in a row, that's too much. So things like that, I just need it to be more balanced, but with the run having the heavier percentages of the play calls. That's what I want, and I think that necessarily, it doesn't. It's not like the prettiest, right? The fanciest type of, the flashiest type of offense, but it gets the job done. And with Caleb still learning, and obviously this offense still learning and growing, I think that's the best route in order to, release some of the right. Give him some more rope to go ahead and do whatever he has to do, right? And then when you have, when you think it's all right, let's try to rein him back in. When you think it's a little too much for him, or you think the situation in the game calls for something else. I think they're doing a good job of it so far. It's just, let's not stray away from that. You found your identity, make that your identity. Caleb will come in the offense and the passing game will come along, but do not think that you're a, air it out team right now. You're not.
No, definitely not it. We've seen what the offensive line is going backwards. It is not the best. But again, if you have that mix where you cannot tell what play it's going to be, then the defense has to stay on its toes and stay true to, watching everybody. And guess what? When you're watching everybody, someone's going to break out, whether it's the running back, whether it's the tight end, whether it's the wide receivers. We just need to, like JC said, these wide receivers need to catch it. Maybe switch gloves. I don't know what they need to do, but they definitely need to start catching more of these passes. You're seeing a little bit of frustration on Caleb's face, his reaction, his body language, which is fine. It's understandable. You're trying to get a first down. You're trying to keep the chain moving. And luckily, the Bears were able to run it down their throat. And like I've said, bully a bully. So that being said, what cautionary tale are we going to be looking at when it comes to next week when they're playing a great pass rusher on the Green Bay Packers?
Packers suck.
You know what? Micah Parsons is the big problem, right? He's already got 12 and a half sacks, if not more. I know he was at 12 and a half. I don't know if that's changed since the last game or 12 and a half is after the last game. But 12 and a half sacks in 7-9 games. I mean, that's quite a substantial amount. And Rashawn Gary is not having a slump of a year either. So the two edge rushers in Green Bay are going to be a problem. How do you solve a problem with edge rushers? You run right at them. And I will tell you right now, part of the reason why the Dallas Cowboys let Micah Parsons go was because he was not very good in the run game. He was excellent in rushing the quarterback, but he really was not very good at holding the edge and being a edge setter on like a run play. So that is part of why the Cowboys felt that they could let him go, is because he wasn't necessarily a complete edge rusher. But I mean, the guy is still going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer as a rusher. That said, part of the deal to move for Micah Parsons, they gave up a big defensive tackle that losing him, I feel, is a bigger issue for Green Bay than they wanted to admit. I think they thought that they had the replacements to just fill in behind him. And that's not the case. The Cowboys got a great defensive tackle. Packers got a great edge rusher. But the bottom line is now the middle of that line is susceptible to being pushed off the line. So, I mean, again, keys to the game to me is, hey, let's run it down their throat once again, just like the Eagles. Control the time of possession. You know what? The Packers, yes. Can they be an explosive team with Christian Watson? Yes. Are they? No. Jordan Love is a dink and dunk you down the field and just do a 12 to 14, 16 play drive. That is what the Packers are. If the Bears can stop that, then I think we have a chance.
Ivan, you were a running back. What would you do if you had a big pass rushing on the edge?
What would I do as a running back?
Yeah.
We'll run away from him.
Obviously, right.
But
I mean,
as like in pass protection, I mean, obviously, like if we're talking about how do they scheme up pass protection to negate him? Yeah, bring in backs, bring in tight ends, which we're obviously doing. But like JC said, it's time to run right at that motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like you got guys that are moving great downhill. I mean, and blasting folks like on these traps and on these counter plays where you got guys, coming backfield, like back against the grain to pull. They're slamming motherfuckers. It doesn't seem like, and with all these different designs, guys aren't picking it up on defense. They don't know where it's going to come from in certain spots. So I would say do that. Like make sure you're hitting him, you're chipping him. He's getting as much of a beating as he wants to deliver each and every down.
Yeah, I mean, could we see? I mean, I agree with you. That's what you just got to do: take them out of the game by making them eat a lot of physicality. But do you think this week we might see that a lot of 12 personnel where we see the tight end lined up at the end of the line so that he can help chip, and then have the wide receivers over there, and then you can run.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of 12. That's for damn sure. Like I said, my assumption is that they're going to be putting hands on him constantly. And again, I would say to JC's point, it's run, and let whatever that dictates happen.
Israel's chiming in. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, if you have an edge rusher that loves coming off the line and rushing full force, bull in a china shop, the best thing to do is run right at him. Because as he's running at you and you're running right at him, guess what? There's a chance that he's not going to make the play because he's being chipped or whatever. So my biggest thing is consistently run right at Micah Parsons. Tire him out. Run him ragged, because if he's going to keep coming off the line like a bull in a china shop, if you just keep running right at him, he's going to tire out. And that's what we need in this game is, I talked about it many weeks ago that, I didn't know that we had the running back on this team to wear out a defense in physicality wise. Well, again, our guy, Kyle Monangai, made me eat my words. He is that physical back that we needed that can pound it and wear out a defense. And that's what we need.
Steven, what do you think is going to happen this week against the Packers?
I feel like there's not going to be that many turnovers on Caleb. I know he had an interception this past week, and I don't see him doing it again. I think he's going to learn from his mistakes. I still think they're going to do, I think with Swift, if you do one of the, just toss it to him, let him catch it and run it, instead of having Monangai run it straight through, you're having different people open at that same time. You have Loveland open, DJ Moore, and the rest of the guys. So, I think it's going to be a wide span of different things that we're going to see on Sunday. So I'm excited for Sunday.
Yeah, I'm looking for a more balanced game, like Ivan was talking about, using more of the pass to complement the run. I think they're going to continue to run as they see that this is a essential weapon for literally the recipe to win a game. We've been, I've been saying that, and JC's been talking about it as well. It's like you've got to have a running game that's going to be sustainable to get those 4 or 5 yards a carry, and they've been doing it. And now you just can't get away from it. We saw how Ben Johnson got cute in the beginning of the season, where he got away from it and started throwing the ball a lot. That's not got to be that can't be the case.
The biggest one is Baltimore. That biggest,
Yes.
To your point, the biggest. You want an example? The one is Baltimore, because that Baltimore game should have been won. It should have been won. You had every opportunity to do it, and you just did not execute.
Yeah, definitely. I know Ivan's gonna jump off in a couple of minutes right now because he's got to go doing the Steve show. Or you doing the other one?
No, I got to do my show, but I got
show.
Yeah, I got Shane coming on. So
Okay, awesome. Before you get off, I know we're not going to go into predictions because it's so early in the week for you. But Bears, Packers, what can you give us before you hop off?
You better fucking show up. Like that's all I got to say is that you can't have a high like this and not fucking show up and not be ready, because again, you're in a position that can be taken away from you very, very quickly. So if I were the Chicago Bears players, head coach, like there would be no complacency. There would be nothing like that. I would be in the building immediately, leaving late. It should be multiple guys, right? And not only just Caleb. I expect Caleb to be first and last, but they need to make sure that they don't, and I'll say it again, they don't leave their hearts at O'Hare like they did in Baltimore. I need to see what they did in Philly come Sunday.
All right, Ivan's gonna jump off and go on to the tape never lies. So go ahead and after you see us. All right, Ivan, thank you.
Yep,
see ya. When Ivan, once we're done here, you can jump on to the tape never lies and check out his show. For me, it's you're playing against your big brother that's been kicking your ass for a while, and
12 years.
Yeah, 12, and now you're
years.
old enough, right? You're old enough to fight back, and that's how I feel about that with the Packers, right? We're still growing. We got a new stepdad that taught us how to fight. It looks like we're gonna be able to take them down, right? So for me, it's limit what Love can do with the secondary. I don't know how healthy the linebackers are going to be by Sunday. I don't know if Edwards is going to come back or anybody else is going to come back. Even though our linebackers have been playing great, those second and third stringers. Nahshon Wright, he's been playing out of his mind. He should be in a Pro Bowl, and hopefully he has another interception. But for me, it's like, let's shut down their passing game because I'm not really scared about their running game. That's the keys for me. Casey?
Yeah, I mean, they do have a decent running game. Aaron Jones, he's okay, but they got this Emmanuel Wilson, who played fantastic in replacement of Aaron Jones when Aaron Jones was out. So I mean, they're still getting like 100-yard rushing games from their running backs. But again, the way that the Packers win is a very much dink and dunk you all the way down the field. They're not an explosive play. They might get a 20-yard, 30-yard catch here and there, but it's not like a take it to the house type of thing. But they really love running like underneath, out routes, 5 and out, 5 and in, post routes, seam routes, and losing their tight end. I mean, that hurt them a lot this year as well. Tucker Kraft, being injured has hurt them pretty significantly. However, getting Christian Watson back has kind of ignited their offense again. So I'm really hoping we can kind of shut that down and that we can perform. I mean, this is going to be on the Bears defense for sure to come out and really shut down this Packers offense.
Stevie B.
Yeah, I'm just, hopeful that the offensive line, could do their thing, but also defensively, I want to see more ball ripping. We've been doing great in ripping the ball out, getting interceptions, moving forward. I want to see more of that. I'd like to see, I was glad to see the tush push get exposed. I think that was a very awesome thing to see, as a fan, and then also for other teams to understand that you can beat that tush push if you're at the right place at the right time. So other than that, I mean, I want to see Caleb shine bright like a diamond. I want all of his emotions. I want him to just go out there, be cautious, be protective. If you got to use your feet a little bit, try to be a hero, but don't be Superman the whole game. Be balanced, be grounded, be yourself. And, if I was going to do anything, if you paint your nails, buddy, which I don't mind, make sure it's like an insult for the Packers. But, the next following week, not during or before. No, it's superstitious, but afterwards.
Yeah, we don't want to billboard material.
Exactly. So it'd be great to do that the following week. But other than that, I'm excited. There's not much for me to, dive in except seeing outside the bubble. I know I am on social media all the time and I see people like, Eagles fans and just being upset saying, what are they doing? But I know Philadelphia is ready to burn to the ground after Friday night because losing back-to-back weeks, 21 points against Dallas and then getting blown out. Santa Claus even left, ladies and gentlemen. So kids, Santa isn't an Eagles fan anymore. So he's a Bears fan.
Funny you had mentioned the Eagles fans. They broke into the offensive coordinator's home. And
they egged it.
They egged it, yeah. So let me tell you right now, those Eagles fans are POSs.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness. What kind of low lives do you have to be to go after the offensive coordinator?
Yeah. And the Phillies fans, and oh my God, the 76ers, I love Always Sunny in Philadelphia, but I cannot deal with the fans.
Do we quickly forget that Blackhawks fans TP'd the shit out of Quinville's house after we won the championship?
Yeah, but it's different.
Yeah, it's different, JC.
That's out of love.
Yeah, that's how you say thank you in being a Chicagoan. And how you also say thank you in Chicago is, putting chairs when you shovel the snow out, and someone says thank you and takes your spot.
You give a tourist that comes into the city, you give him a shot of Malort.
Yeah. You make him a Cubs fan, and you tell him why it's better.
Whoa. Yeah. All right. Closing out on the Bears. They will be playing the Packers 3:25 this Sunday. I will post on our socials where our next live event will be. JC,
I will be there.
No way.
I will be there.
No way.
The week I probably will not be there.
Hey, we got to switch out, like we got to do the switcheroo.
I think Big
Swift
Steve
and Renungai.
I think Big Steve is showing up too. You're little Steve now.
Oh, okay. Like little Steve?
What? I mean,
Yes.
you're closer to that than we are.
Oh, okay. Whatever you want to say. Sheesh. Yeah. I can't wait till we talk Blackhawks because I want people to know what happened. But yeah.
We'll get to that after the break.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm excited for Sunday. Just tell me where it's at again. It's probably at the same Casa.
Nope. We're done with Casa Emilia. Thank you guys, Casa Emilia, for being such hospitable guests. A host for us who, became your house guest for 4 weeks. The staff was phenomenal. The beer was amazing. The food was great. JC was able to, share his nachos with me. Thank you.
He always shares his food with you.
Yeah.
He never says no.
I know it's a joke. I had the tacos; they were phenomenal. Then I had a little bit of nachos, and I wanted a damn smash burger at the end, but we had to.
Yeah. All my coworkers were like, "You ate a smash burger at a Hispanic restaurant?" I'm like, "Bro, it was actually a really great burger." So you can shut your mouths.
You shut your mouth. Yeah, know your role and shut your mouth. Yeah, definitely. Go with Casa Emilia. Be supportive of local businesses that are homegrown. They just opened the brewery and they have a kitchen that's phenomenal. Everything was pretty good. Big Steve liked the wings there. The pozole is really good. It was just a lot for me. Definitely the smash burger was one of the hits that we loved there, and the beer. I'm actually gonna crack one open after I'm done. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go crack one.
Crack one on the show. Why am I the only one that's drinking all the time?
We know why, Steven. We know why.
Well, I'm waiting for that Hallmark movie deal or something.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break, and on the flip side, we're gonna have the Madhouse on Madison report by Stevie B, who was there this weekend. So we'll be right back after a word from our sponsor.
Hey there, Chicago enthusiasts. Are you ready to take your fandom to the next level? The True Chicago Sports Fan Podcast has got you covered with some serious cool merch that screams Chicago pride. From cozy sweaters to trendy tank tops, we got it all. Show off your love for the city with our iconic red, white, and blue logo, or stand out with our exclusive collection for the love of sports. Whether you're lounging at home, breaking a sweat at the gym, or cheering on your team at a game, our gear is a must-have for all you diehard Chicago sports fans out there. Don't hesitate. Visit bonfire.com/store/606-media-store/, or simply just click the link in the description and snag your gear ASAP. Get ready to make some noise, show your pride, and embrace the Chicago spirit with True Chicago Sports Fan Podcast merch. Designed for you, the ultimate fan, for the love of sports.
Hey guys, it's Steven.
And this is Sean, and you are listening to True Chicago Sports Fans.
Don't forget to listen to No War on the Weekend. New episodes on Monday. You can find us anywhere you listen to podcasts.
Yeah, so we're going to go do a couple of shots. So let's kick it back over to Big Z.
Chicago Sports Fan Podcast with Big Z in the house. We got JC, Dynasty Fans Football, and Stevie, Little Steven, or Stevie B.
That works. It definitely works.
From the No Water Weekend podcast, and it is time for the Madhouse on Madison report. And here you go.
There we go.
I got a 4-pack, and it's as you can see, Casa Humilde, and this is the Marina. And,
Marina.
Yeah, so I crack this baby open, and I'll let you know what this tastes like because we had a bunch of them over there.
Yeah. So a little thing about Sunday at the Madhouse on Madison. I'm walking with one of my buddies. He's like, "Hey, do you want to go to Blackhawks game? I got last minute tickets." And I said, "Yeah, why not go?" But when he invited me, I said, "Yeah, I'll go with you." And then when we're on our way there, we're at a bar that's not too far from there. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not going to tell my True Chicago sports buddies because if I go and they lose, I'm not going to live this down again." So then I'm walking in there. I'm walking and I hear, Steven! And I look to I'm like, who the fuck is calling my name? I look, Big Z is right there with his peoples.
Yeah, yep. I got invited as well. I got invited a couple weeks ago, and I just totally forgot. And it was just perfect because it was on a Sunday when the Bears didn't play. Yeah, it was my brother from another mother. He was taking his son for the first time. So it was that whole family's first Blackhawks game. So they wanted me to be there, kind of be the liaison, especially since I know a lot of the workers there and know the ins and outs of the stadium. That I was I was there probably like at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, you got there early. You had 40 minutes, and we got there early too because I got the pin. Did you get the pin?
Yeah, it's on my table over there. I got a cool pin.
Yeah, it's awesome. You could sell it if you want. It's like $25 to $30 online on eBay if you wanted to make a quick buck. But I'm gonna keep mine. There's that option. But yeah, what could I say about the Madhouse for the Blackhawks? 5-game losing streak has been finally shut down to an end on Sunday. Game started off rough. Let me tell you, I'm sitting I'm at 112 on row 19, so I'm behind the wall. Great seats, by the way. And it goes in a matter of under a minute, like 45 seconds, goal on the Ducks. Second goal on the Ducks. And I'm like, no one's playing defense. No one's clearing out the puck. And I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be a second game I've gone to this place and they're going to lose. Then they end up 3-0 at the end of the first period. I'm like, if they score 2 more goals, like this is over. Right? So that happens. We move on to the second period. You have Bedard, you have Nazar getting the first goal. You know, these guys did not quit the whole time. They regrouped, they focused. But the thing that I saw differently about what they played yesterday on Sunday against the Ducks, against like the last 5 games, offense and defense has been struggling. To recap, from October 17th to the 18th of November, their goals per game was the 5th best in the league at 3.37. The goals against were also 5th best for 2.3, considering they're allowing the 4th most shots against the 1.4 per game in a span. So that was awesome to see when they do that. You know, that's impressive. But the issue when I've been seeing them when they play the New Jersey Devils and it goes to overtime, they're having a hard time getting off the switch. You know, it's 3 versus 3. I get it that, you're not doing 5 versus 5. You're making it a little bit more quicker. 3 versus 3, but it's the switching that they're doing and they're missing it. And there's some passes where last night they could have had a good amount of passes and then they're missing it, or someone just kind of checks it and it just gently slides. And it's like, you got to be more precise. That's something you should fix in practice. Bedard came in and got the lead with that little switcheroo and he shoved it in. And
that was pretty.
It was a magic trick, right? That thing was beautiful. It gave me hope. I was happy. And then at the same time, we're figuring out that the Bears are the number 1 seed because Carolina won. So I'm like, okay, this is going to be an amazing night if the Bears get number 1 seed and the Blackhawks come back and win. So to see them power through, I think that shows a lot about this team. And the Ducks are a great team. Ducks are a great team. They're up there. But again, what I'm saying is the Blackhawks must stay prepared. I think losing between 4-3 to the last place Nashville Predators on the 28th doesn't give you that much confidence. I think that was a game that we lost in overtime, and we should have won that game. You have both saves, and then it's not about Spencer Knight. Spencer Knight is a great, goalie. It's who's clearing the puck, and he's going outside of his post. He should not, because then it's hard for him to adjust and sit right where he's supposed to be comfortable at. And, it's like, he's a young kid. He's learning. He's figuring out what he's supposed to do. It's all about communication. I think all these teams in the league it's hard to hockey. Anyone could beat anyone at this point. It's still early in the season. But 3 takeaways from the Blackhawks and Predators is they respond to, staying ready. And I think they have the attitude of going out to every game and trying to win. Second period dilemma is also rolling on them. They're not doing that well. on the second period. And yesterday was a different story because against the Ducks, they came back, they fought through it. It was a rough start in the beginning. I felt like they were kind of like tired and sleepy from Friday. And then I was wearing my black jersey because it was Blackout weekend. And I'm like thinking if they lose, these black jerseys are cursed. You know,
Steven's like, Blackout weekend? I'm there. I'm already going to be blacked out.
Blacking out. And speaking of blacking out at the United Center, the little goat, if you want to get their margaritas and the Palomas, if you like sweet drinks, get them. If you don't, too sweet, they take it off of kegs. It's pre-mixed, pre-made. And
I'm good on that.
It wasn't that greatest. It's not. No. But the Blackhawks have an injury bug, with Andrew Berkovics, Tyler Betizui, and Frank Nazar at a different point of the season, currently without captain Nick Folgiano. It's been a different story with him because it's his wrist. So, it's building momentum with this team, but it's always a next man up and mentality in this sport for hockey. So I think that's what it was when it came down to Sunday, but the last 5-game losing streak has been hard for them. Losing in OT has been nothing but a mood killer.
It's been something of kind of like the Bulls where you started off hot and now you're ice cold. The Blackhawks did start. It was like 15 seconds for the first goal and 45 after that. And I'm like, okay.
It was under a minute, literally.
Yeah, it was bad. It was so bad. It was so quiet. And I'm like, Steven is a curse. I was thinking Steven is a curse.
Oh my God. And I was like, oh my God, dear God, I don't pray to you a lot, but please don't make me curse. Please.
You pray to the porcelain gods.
I pray to anyone who's listening because this guy needs a win.
Yeah, it was good to see how they made adjustments, but to your point that they are very sloppy in the passing game. They try to set everything up, and it has to be like almost perfect for it to go well, and it shouldn't be that way. Some of these guys that are playmakers, they're mishandling pucks while having a fast break. They are. You have Spencer Knight, like you said, coming out of the other net and going back there, and 2 seconds later, there's a defender an offensive player already on there. Now you have the defense trying to scramble.
Right. And then it's like leaving position where it's like you could have a Blackhawk right in front of you, but then you also have now the offensive player that's right in front, easily able to get a pass and just shove it right in there. So,
yeah. They were playing the number one team in the Pacific Division, which are the Ducks. They're in first place at 15-9 and 1.
Right.
So, again, we played the Avalanche. We only lost 1-0 to the Avalanche, who are in the Central Division top with only one loss. So, again, like you've already said it. Every team can beat everybody in hockey. There is some bad teams. The Predators and the Blues are two of the bad teams, along with the Oilers, Canucks, and Flames. But anybody can start winning because there's nobody with a higher win streak than 4 games, and that's the Stars right now. So.
Right. And I think after winning these points and getting these goals, last season we weren't scoring that many goals. If we did, we blew the lead. And now it's like, now we're blowing the lead when we have that many scores and we're losing in overtime. And I think, getting back on defense has been an issue. The power play situation too. When we got that goal to tie up 3-3 against the Ducks, you had 26 or 36 seconds left on that power play to score to tie it. You got to be quicker than that. It's, 4 versus 5 on that one, and you just got to light it up, push, do the flying V. Do the flying V against the Anaheim Ducks.
There was a lot of BS calls that were called on the Blackhawks. There was a tripping call that was not a tripping call.
No, he fell on the ground.
He was already falling as the stick was there. So, it was on the replay. There was a lot of stuff that was like, come on, guys.
And I never saw that many broken sticks on the ice before that night. There was at least Bedard broke his stick. Yeah. Someone lost his stick. And then on the Ducks, someone broke their stick. Someone had to pick up their stick. But it was, all over the place. But to come out with the win and just feel like a winner after that, taking out a good team is what you need after losing to a bad team against the Predators. They're 8-13 and they got 25 game points.
Let's be honest, it's what Steven needed after so many.
Somebody else, yeah, he needed a win.
Yeah, I definitely got that win, and now it expired, and look at today. So it's one or another thing. But I think this team they'll get it together. Same thing like the Bears. You're figuring out the kinks. You're getting it. It's the beginning of the season for them. They have a lot of hockey to play. I could see Bedard being an all-star, absolutely being an all-star this season, which would be exciting to see for him. And for the city to have an all-star this year for the Blackhawks. But other than that, I think they're on the right path. They got to rebound, and they'll go from there.
Well, it was a good game to go to. Glad we got a win. Glad we got the pin.
Yeah,
home with happy with a win. So I mean, it was a great time over there.
And you stayed for the full game, right? Because I did.
Yeah, I stayed. I got to see the stars of the game and everything. Yeah.
And then that last open shot net for the puck,
net,
which is great. Yeah, that's always nice to see. It's not like basketball where it's like you're shooting a layup and there's like 10 seconds left.
Yeah, it's
different.
Matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
But it was great to go. Exciting to see them again. They do play on Tuesday against Vegas Knights, so that would be interesting. They're not at difference in points. The Knights have 30. We have 27. I like to see it go our way. It's a 50-50 shot, depending on how we start and how we finish. We got to stick on defense and switching on overtime losses. Got to figure out how to switch guys from 3-3 and defend better for Spencer Knight. So
this might be the longest time. Whoa, what I do? Oh, there it goes. This might be the longest we've ever talked hockey on this show in 6 years.
Oh yeah, because I'm doing it. So I mean, I try.
Holy crap!
I try to watch as much hockey as I can when it's on ESPN. I see it on there. I was watching it on ESPN the other night on Friday, as much as I can because it is what it is with them. So, or at a bar, I go close to the place. I caught the end of where the bar close by me. It's not that far, so that's when I caught the end of the Bears game at the close end of halftime, but also the end of second quarter. But yeah, so going there, they always have the Bulls playing and stuff like that, and if you want to talk Bulls, it's not any prettier over there.
I mean, we'll talk about the Bulls who are 9-10, who started off, 5-0 and put the banner up there in the rafters, thinking they were hot shit. And then Kobe White came back, and it kind of felt like it disrupted the offense, where the ball was being passed around, and everyone was playing team ball, team defense, team offense, and it definitely disrupted the rotation. Definitely disrupted how the offense is being run, especially because Kobe is such a ball dominant player, and he just he gets it and chucks it up. And if I was looking right now when you guys were talking you were talking hockey, he's not playing today, and the Bulls were actually up like almost 20.
Yeah, now they're up.
They're only up 12 right now. The Bulls started out hot in the third quarter with 3:47 left. It's 25-13 in the third quarter, but they are playing very well without him. It might look like he might be the odd man out.
I agree.
And they might keep Io, maybe trade Kobe and Vooch as being two of those players that could use a change of scenery. Their contracts are up. They can add value to some teams. Let's be honest, the Bulls are still rebuilding, rebranding.
And how many years has it been? Too long. From being in the 8th seed, this all the time, middle of the pack. I will tell you this right now: the hype train on Matis Bucelis got a little out of hand going into the season because he started off great. Now I don't see this guy on there that much.
He's got 13 points, 4 assists, and 5 rebounds. So he's having a pretty good game.
He's
12, 5, and 7. Vooch is 16, 3, and 6. So you're seeing like the balls being moved around as far as for scoring and assists. Io's got 13, 4, and 3. Like if those 4 guys can continuously do this on a game to basis, okay, that's great. But at the end of the day, when it comes to playing a dominant team, just for shits and giggles, a Golden State, right? A team with a star power, right? Or Los Angeles with Luka. They're no match for that team. They're not
Right.
going to be a match for that team. So
Right. I don't know. I think I'm going to keep saying it. We're going to keep Vooch and we're going to lose him in the offseason. That's what's going to happen for nothing, because that's what this organization does. That's what the general manager does all the time. I'll tell you right now, the last 14 games, the Bulls are 21st in offense, 25th in defense, and 24th in net rating at a negative 7.5 in the last 14 games. That's terrible. That's not how you win games.
Terrible. Yeah, it is really bad. It is really bad.
Their idea of defense is 5 individuals, one-on-one, matching up all that happens to each other on the court. If you're playing man the whole time, you can't double team. You're not doing any of that. Then you're going to lose one-on-one. If someone else is better than the person you're going against, you're out of luck. You're going to lose that battle 4 out of 5 times.
And we're not
or
big.
6, 7 out of times.
That's 2 weeks in a row. Yeah, and we're not big. Patrick Williams, while he has 5 rebounds today, might be a career high. He's not big enough to be that guy who rebounds and boxes out. Vucevic has 6, Giddey has 7. So Giddey, your guard, is leading in rebounds. That's a problem. That is a problem when your guard has the most rebounds.
Absolutely. You should not have the most rebounds. You should be getting past the ball to take it up the court. And after so many weeks we've been talking about this, 7 hours ago, a report came out, internal discussions about trading for Chicago native Anthony Davis.
No.
It's still going on. Absolutely no. It's still going on after so many weeks. I get he's a Chicago native, but why? He is fragile. He's older. He does not play defense. He's an offensive player. Yes, he gets rebounds, but he's always hurt.
He's always hurt. He's worse than who did we have?
Lonzo.
No, the other one that went to OKC.
Caruso.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's super Mr. Glass.
Well, he's not Glass that are in the playoff season because he doesn't have to do all the work in OKC. He could be definitely a leader and a veteran there, but another sad season for this. It started off great. The Madhouse was both lighting it up. Now it seems like you just have the house of the Blackhawks, and this defense for the Bulls is slowing down hard. They can't stop it. They're losing by 2 points or more, and you're losing these games by 2 points or a point or 5 or 4, whatever the case may be, but you're losing by marginally numbers.
Yeah, what is it? Let's see, go back. I know they're only up 7 right now on the Orlando Magic. They lost by 2 to the Pacers, which is a game they should have won. To the Hornets, they lost by 7. By the Pelicans, they got blown out.
13.
Yep.
Washington, they won by 1. Miami, they lost. They got killed. Portland, they beat by 1. And then against Denver, they won 30-27. Utah, 50-147.
Yeah.
Detroit 124-113, and then San Antonio 121-117. Cleveland 128-122. I mean, you're losing by a matter of under 10 points, or if not 12. And if you're not playing defense, you're gonna lose every time.
It's personnel, and it's for me, I've never been a fan of Billy. I've said that multiple times. I don't see it. I don't see what people see. I know he's a Namath Smith Hall of Fame coach, and does well with young guys and college players. That's what I feel. But when it comes to the NBA, where those guys are professionals, they want load management, or you have divas like Zach LaVine and DeMar and Lonzo and whoever else you want to have, he can't handle that. No. So once those players have notoriety, I feel like he doesn't know how to handle or insert them into a cohesive offense. So right. For me, you've got to clean house from the top to the bottom. New GM, new assistant GM, get guys that are proven winners from organizations that are proven winners. So,
speaking of Zach LaVine, he got a fan kicked out, I think a couple days ago or 4 days.
Giddey too.
No. It was Zach LaVine. He was playing. They weren't playing the Bulls. It was a different game.
It was a Sacramento super fan.
Yeah.
That was talking crap to him.
Yeah, and then he just told him to sit down and shut up and leave or whatever he said. But yeah, that's the kind of stuff that, superstars get bothered by it, and it goes on the skin. And I get it.
Out of hand. Fans are getting out of hand. They don't know.
That's true. I agree with that.
There's a line. You got to remember, they are humans too. They have feelings, and I get it. If you want to talk about how a player sucks on the court, by all means, that is your right to boo them. It is your right to talk crap about them. Do not make it personal. And that's what happened with Giddey, where there was a fan from.
Oh, yep. I saw that.
Was it the Pacers or the Hornets? Can't remember what game that was.
Yeah, he called him pedo.
Yeah, he was calling him pedo, and that literally set him off. And thank God that fan was thrown out. There's no place for that.
Right.
There's no place for that at all. 85-83. Oh, well, good thing I put him a bet on the Magic to come back, and I took the points.
I mean, it's 85-83. I mean, if you want to place a bet that Orlando's going to come back and win, do it right now.
I did. I took the points.
Well, there you go. Because and the win too. The whole thing. And then after this on Wednesday, they're at home and they play Brooklyn. And Brooklyn is 9-10 or 3-16. I'm sorry. And if we lose to Brooklyn, I have major concerns because you're losing the teams that you should be beating. End of story.
This organization has major concerns. End of story. Again, people got all freaking hyped up, and I'm like, hold your horses.
It's not
every year to you.
Well, they don't start off that hot. They never start off that hot. But
I'm like Steven. I'm very numb when it comes to the Bulls. Like,
yeah, absolutely. You got to be. Life is what you make it.
It's definitely what you make it. Jesus Christ. Yeah, the Bulls are hard to watch. Well,
let me chime in just because
there you go.
Please do.
There was a breaking report that I saw today that the Bulls have actually had discussions about trading for AD. Can we please not do that? Like, let's not go there. Like, let's not do this.
I don't even post it on the page because it's such bullshit. I don't want it nowhere near me.
Yeah.
I know, but I have to bring it up,
I just brought it up 10 seconds ago, but I hear your point. Like, there's no reason to bring him in.
Yeah. No, there's really not. And if Steven, if you did bring it up, I apologize. I was getting a text from my guy. We have the tickets for December 11th.
Oh, we do.
Yes, sir.
All right.
The yellow card?
Yes, sir.
Look at that. Look at me remembering.
Yeah,
because you care about us.
We were able to get some tickets to some concerts. No, look, AD, great name, great whatever. 10 years ago. Now with his load management and constant injuries and everything else, no thanks. Look, in the offseason, if he's a free agent, we can discuss it. I have no problem discussing it.
Why? But why bring him in? We're not ready to win. Why do we need a big name that's going to be on the bench 90% of the time in street clothes?
And that's what happens. That's what we do.
As long as I am not giving up draft capital, I don't care if we bring him in. But my whole thing is I am not giving up draft capital to bring a guy in to sit on the bench. I'm not doing that.
No, definitely do not.
Not unless I am getting some massive picks in return.
The NBA is all. That's
completely right. It absolutely is.
That is completely right. It is all load management, which is a load of bullshit.
Because I think as the years go by, athletes develop more methods. There's more things that you could.
They have nutritionists. They got personal trainers. They got
personal chefs at home.
They got cryotherapy. They got therapy.
They got hyperbaric chambers in their houses.
They have massage therapists after a hard game.
All right, we're not Deshaun Watson.
He knows where they're at.
Yeah, he knows where all of them at. They have every advantage that every player in the 70s, 80s, and 90s and early 2000s didn't have. And you're softer. I don't understand that. I just don't understand how you're softer. Again, I'm done with the NBA being load management and also being in stupid AAU league at this point. Oh, I'm losing here. I want to go with a winner. I want to go with my friends. Yes, NBA is super soft. Softer than wet shit.
Yeah, and that's rough because your stomach's hurting.
Even knows about wet shit.
I mean, let's be honest. And this is why I love when people are like, oh, Michael Jordan and those guys couldn't play in today's NBA.
They would thrive. They would thrive.
I would not see one of them complain. I would see them like, oh, you're going to take the ball from me? You think you're better than me? I'm going to go and beat you. I'm going to show you that I'm better than you and leave it on the court. And that's it.
Crazy. Michael Jordan
can we go back and watch the footage of the Detroit Pistons just hammering Michael Jordan for like 3 years in a row until Michael Jordan finally decided to hit the gym and finally take it to the Detroit Pistons, right?
Yeah.
Because there was a time where
a personal trainer. That's what it was.
Yeah,
got a personal trainer.
There was a period in time where Michael Jordan was soft. And then he basically got tired of getting his ass kicked at the rim by, Lambeer and Rodman and all these other guys. And finally, they took it to him. But it was years of Jordan getting his ass kicked in a very physical NBA, which
it was 86, 87, and 88, right?
Yep, that's right. Tim Grover. Yep.
If you sneeze on a guy now in the NBA, the COVID is a technical foul.
Pretty much.
I mean,
you just look at a guy.
It might get you suspended for 3 games because now they got to put everybody in a bubble.
Yeah.
You just say hi to someone and then that's it.
Yeah, I'm done with the NBA again. I try to watch what I can with the Bulls just to be relevant because we have to talk about every single sports team.
And it's getting hard to watch it.
Yeah, it is. You know what? I'd rather watch White Sox lose another 100 games than watch Bulls basketball. That's how bad Bulls basketball is. At least the White Sox kids are trying. These guys are not trying.
Yeah, I'd watch another 100 losses.
Yeah, I bet you would.
I wouldn't say that the Bulls aren't trying. Again, it's the Giddey and Buzelis, like, to me, like, that's the core. Like, beyond them, like, I don't care about anybody on this Bulls team. They can all be traded, like, and give me, like, clear the cap, get rid of, like, all these useless nonsense contracts. Pat Will, Vooch, Kobe.
You're gonna have to give away Pat Will. You're gonna have to give away Pat Will to get rid of him off the roster.
Well, listen, we're not going to, because I'm not packaging any of our future draft picks to move Pat Will.
Oh no, I'm saying
you're gonna sit on the bench and we'll never play you and have a good time sitting at the end of the bench. You know what?
And where's street clothes?
I don't know how many years he has left on his contract, but the bottom line is,
I think 3.
Yep, 3.
God, how the hell?
I mean, today's day and era, you could be a terrible person and still have a great job, apparently. Or you could be a great person and super talented and not find one. So, how it works.
Yeah, the Bulls have no culture. It stops with the top to bottom. Yep, definitely.
And then they milk, 96, 97, 98. And then they milk Derrick Rose like all these nights. And let's retire.
The Bulls ring of fire or whatever. You know what?
And same thing with the Bears. Think of 85. No, that's cool. Think of the future. Push forward. Think of that.
Yes, you can honor the past, but you should be focusing on the future.
And 05, you can't keep going.
Oh yeah, in 2016, it's 10 years ago.
Yeah, we're not celebrating anything. We're closed.
Okay. All right.
I don't even wear my 2016 stuff anymore because you know what? That's in the past. I put it away. Make sure it's taken care of. But that's in the past. You got to move forward.
All right. Wow, Steven is turning the leaf there.
I got to turn something over because nothing's working. So, but yeah, we got to talk some wrestling.
Yeah, I was gonna get that. I was gonna say, JC,
you ready for some wrestling?
Let's talk wrestling.
All right. This weekend was War Games, and if you don't know the concept of War Games, it is one humongous cage over 2 rings, and it's kind of like the Royal Rumble, where this starts with 2 individuals, and every 4 minutes, one person from one team joins in. So you'll have more an onside, whatever. That's not what I want to talk about, which is actually the War Games match, because they were mid at best. The ladies' ones was better than the men's. I don't want to talk about that. What I want to talk about is John Cena's second to last match against Dominic Mysterio, which I thought was not going to happen, and it did. And so that's his second match against John Cena. No one got 2 matches against John Cena, and Dominic did, and he reclaims his Intercontinental Championship. I know JC saw the clips, right?
Yeah, I saw the clips. Yeah.
I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed.
He's not watching wrestling as much as I do. I said, it was Saturday. Peace. All right, Koki, thanks for chiming in, brother. Thank you. Yeah, John Cena. You got to watch everything. His last match is in 2 weeks, and having him wrestle Dominic, it was a great match. It was watching literally Eddie Guerrero style match where there's tons of psychology. He was able to cheat 5-8 different ways to get ahead. He faked a shoulder injury, which just happened to another wrestler on last week on Monday Night Raw, where he separated his shoulder. So the referee really thought it was legit, and then he snuck in. You had Liv Morgan make a surprise slap Dominic Mysterio, and then she jumps on John Cena, and John Cena's like, "What the hell is going on?" And then she gives him the John Cena turn from WrestleMania with the eyes, and then jumps off and kicks him in the balls. A typical John Cena move from WrestleMania. And Dominic Mysterio, ends up winning the match. I don't know about you, man, but I am a Dominic Mysterio fan, and I have been for a little bit, but this solidifies if you take 2 W's, one was a non-title match and this one being a title match and that one lost, but Dominic's 2-1 against John Cena.
Yeah, no, we can talk about, Dominic to me has the charisma, has the heel ability to get heat, right? However, my complaint about Dominic has always been his in-ring performance has always to me been a little sloppy. It's never like it's not quite polished to me to be a top guy. Yeah, he could be perfect in that intercontinental role, the mid-card, acts with the Miz and all that stuff with whatever. But to me, he's never going to be, at least not right now, like maybe 2 years from now, 3 years from now, he can be a world champion. But to me, like he needs a little more polishing before I can say like, yes, you are a top performer. I can trust you to go do a 40-minute match, and have it be a 3 to 4 star match, right? Like I just don't see that from him, where I feel like again, he gets great heat. He is a good heel. He's a good character, but his character outperforms his in-ring performance.
And I get that. And there is some stuff that when I'm watching him, yes, it can be a little bit more crisper. Sometimes he rushes a little bit here, but you got to remember he's 5 years into being a full-time professional wrestler. He kind of claims like, I've been doing it since I was like 7, 8, 9, whatever. But
if you've been doing it since you were 7, 8, 9, you should be a lot more polished.
Well, and that's his joke, right? Because he was a little kid and during the Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio feud.
Yeah.
Whereas,
I mean, like if you watch his 619, right? When he swings through the ropes, it looks slow, it looks clunky, like it looks like he could barely get his legs around. Which, hey, he's a lot taller than Rey Mysterio.
Yeah,
so, I mean,
that's part of it because he is very lanky, so it doesn't look like. It's as a crisp, 619. Right. Also, he's left-handed, so it's from the other side. So it looks weird because we've seen it for so many years from Rey Mysterio coming from the other side that it kind of just like it doesn't feel right. But yeah, and again, I see him turning more into Eddie Guerrero. He did the whole boot gimmick. He's got the mullet with the mustache. He came into a lowrider today to today's show. I think he's transitioning more into Eddie Guerrero to trying to like disassociate himself with the Rey Mysterio name, and
right. But at the same time,
it'll take time, and that's why I say
you're trying to just be Eddie, and again, nothing wrong with that. Look, Eddie was a great character and I mean Latino Heat. I mean, my God, dude, I used to love his wrestling matches where it was constantly like lie, cheat, and steal.
He's doing that.
That gimmick, it was perfect. And to have somebody in wrestling doing that gimmick, it's a great gimmick, and it needs a place in today's WWE. It's like R-Truth. Like you need that character. Like You know what I mean? Like the Rock and Sock connection, like the Kurt Angle wearing the cowboy hat.
Yes, you
Like
need some
those,
comedy. Yes.
right? Because yes, there are very serious characters in the WWE,
Right.
but you also need the hornswoggles and those character gimmicks that Devon get the table, the body slamming. I forget Mae Young, and I forget who other older wrestler was through a table. Like again, there are things that can get you heat, can put you over as a group, as a team, and again, we keep talking about who's going to be this next generation after John Cena leaves, and you sit there like again. I'm a huge fan of Dolph Ziggler. I think Ziggler has deserved a push for a long time.
He just
He
doesn't
is
have
a
the mic
guy
skills.
that,
He doesn't have the mic skills, and that's what kills him.
yes, but it's one of those like his in-ring performances. You know what? Listen, you know who else doesn't have freaking mic skills? Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, but
You know what? Get
look
him
at Brock.
someone. Give him someone who can freaking talk for him. Get him a manager or whatever that can talk for him, and just let him be a silent freaking performer.
Here's the thing with Dolph, which is one of my favorite wrestlers. He is so good at selling. He is so good at putting people over that's all he became. And that's why he had one of the largest losing streaks when he still had the Money in the Bank briefcase. And he had the longest losing streak because he's so good at making everyone else look good. And he was told that.
Absolutely. But again, and as good as he is making people look good, when you watch his matches are fantastic.
Yes.
Because again, he is good at selling things. He is good at making not only himself look good, but others look good.
He is HBK level inside the ring.
Yes. And the problem is that, where, and not that he's a baby face, but it's one of those where I think if you gave him a manager like Paul Heyman and let him go to some dark, evil, like, I'm tired of selling, like, I am here to dominate. Like, you know what? Maybe he needs to disappear. Like, and he did disappear. I understand he did disappear for a while, but like the Cody Rhodes, we need to separate for a while, and you need to come back, and you need to be a darker, more sinister, calculating character.
Yeah.
And just be like, hey, I'll still give you a 4-star match, but like I'm not here to sell and make somebody else look good. Like now it's their turn to pay it back to me.
And the problem with that is that Dolph Ziggler, the name, is a WWE product. You got, it was what the fuck is Zack Ryder, another one but he's killing it as Matt Cardona himself, where he's the deathmatch king and he won all these championships in all these territories. Dolph Ziggler can do that, and if he because he wrestles as Nick Namath in other organizations, but WWE is not going to bring back Nick Namath. They're not going to bring back Matt Cardona. They brought back Woo Woo Woo, and they brought back Dolph Ziggler as part of the tournament.
Yeah.
Right, because they have the ability to merchandise that of their own creation. So they'll pigeonhole those two guys who have broken out, who have developed other characters in other organizations, but it's not a WWE product, and that's the problem where they can't come back and be that sinister villain. They can't.
I think they can. It's just again, they have to.
They're not that big of a draw for WWE to bend. AJ Styles was a big enough draw for them to bend. Cody Rhodes, a big enough start for them to bend. If you put asses in seats,
which I kind of disagree. I'm not a big Cody Rhodes fan either. I think his wrestling is still mid. I don't particularly like him as a top tier guy. I still, same thing. I watch his matches, and it's kind of like,
I get it,
Like-
but he put himself in a position to look like
Oh, absolutely.
baby face.
But again,
And he's
he
writing it out.
reintroduced himself
Yes.
as the American Nightmare, whatever. And that's what, in my opinion, Dolph needs to do is, yes, you're still Dolph Ziggler, but now it's Dolph Ziggler, just like the Undertaker, the American badass. Like
Yeah.
you need to rebrand yourself.
Yeah, like Matt Hardy, broken Matt Hardy. Yeah, different iteration of yourself. Correct.
Correct. Just like our truth is Ron Killings. You know what I mean? Like
Ron
I said,
Cena, baby, Ron Cena.
Was he in the tournament?
He was trying to get to you. Okay, so you haven't seen, but he brought his balls.
Yes, I know. I saw the
He
clips.
did
of
it
him
again
bringing
this
his-
week. He's like, "Do you have a problem with my balls? Do you not want to hold them? Are they too big for your hands?" It was hilarious. Anytime you have R-Truth in front of a camera, it's top tier comedy. No, he doesn't need to be in a tournament. So the tournament. I think there's 4 people left. I believe it's
Honestly, like I would have loved to have seen like R-Truth get an Intercontinental Championship push. I would have loved to have seen Cena drop it to him.
It's a novelty. R-Truth is pushing 60. He's almost 60.
But I love his character.
Of course,
I think he deserves it.
And we're glad that he's back and he's collecting a paycheck for doing a little bit.
Yeah,
of
but
work.
at the same time, like the fans made WWE bring him back,
Yes,
and then it's like they've squandered it. Like,
course.
and they basically just spit in the faces of the fans and said, "Oh, we brought him back, but we have nothing."
For him. Yeah.
And like I said, this is the problem I have with the WWE right now. Is like they were doing so good with storylines, and I don't know if it's because of John Cena and this whole I have 1 year left and everything's so about John Cena that
it's TKO. If you were to see how much prices were just to get into the building at the UC for the Elimination Chamber, you'd shit yourself.
oh no, I know, but I'm not even
It's
saying that.
TKO.
But to me,
They
it's
want
the
big draws.
story.
They don't care about TKO. Doesn't give a shit about that. TKO wants you to fill the biggest stadium and put the biggest stars against each other. I don't care what you do, but I want Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar over and over and over. They don't care about the storyline. That's what the problem is.
And that's where they're losing billions of dollars, and that's why they're losing money, is because there has to be a storyline. The whole point of wrestling is the story.
Stories. Yeah.
Like why? Why is it
a soap opera? Give me the why I care about this guy.
Yeah.
It's very simple formula. Why do I care about this guy? And why do I hate this guy? Oh, this guy cheats all the time. Oh, this guy's such a good guy. He gets screwed all the time. And I want him to win. It's simple psychology. It's again, you throw in some comedy, you throw in some, innuendos. Great show. Okay. It's not hard.
And that's what I love is Triple H, dude, you were D-Generation X. You know what it is for the vignettes and the off screen and the backstage fights that used to happen during the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
How the Shawn Michaels is, hey, you, what, and then super kicks him in the face.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And then continues down the hallway, super kicking everyone that walks in his way.
That was a great
You know what I
segment.
mean? Like,
That was a great segment.
but
You know what
there
it
were
is?
also segments where
Shareholders, TKO, all that stuff is literally neutralized and neutered the WWE and what they should be doing, which is appeasing great storylines to the fans. Who, guess what? When you had the storyline for the Bloodline, which lasted 4 years, but it was captivating.
Yeah. Well, again, here's the problem, right? So TKO comes from a sport in which it's UFC.
Yeah.
Like these people get paid to fight and win.
Yes.
Wrestlers don't get paid to fight to win. They get paid regardless if they win or they lose.
Yes.
Now,
My job
granted,
is to put your ass in my seat and
if-
sell shirts. merch.
And not even that. It's okay if they get paid to win, it's because like they are the main event, right? They are the main attraction of the night.
You're putting asses
So
in.
there's an incentive to be the main attraction for the night, but there's really no
And that's
incentive
not
to
it
win.
anymore. Their pay structure is not like that anymore. Most of people get paid all the same, whether they are at the top of the card or at the bottom of the card. That's their pay structure now with TKO. They're doing less dates. They're not doing 300 nights a year. They're doing like maybe 180 or even less. Everyone's paid just about the same, whether you're at the top of the card or at the bottom of the card. So what is my incentive to worry about if the stadium is full? If I'm not trying to reach for that brass ring and get the top pay of the night and sell the most merch, right? That's a difference. So it's, you know, here, let me put it in a different perspective. If me and you are fighting and we're not selling the fight, like by bringing drama to it, like, you know, talking crap about each other and, oh, you know, he's with my trainer now. If there's not something captivating, there's two guys that are fighting and no one cares.
Yeah.
There's no reason to watch it.
But yeah, this is the problem I have is that Triple H knows better. And again, if TKO is cutting him off and telling him what to do, hey, that is a problem in itself.
Yep.
And again, I saw a clip, like, did The Rock come out during the end of Cena's thing?
Nope.
Okay, then where did I see like something about The Rock?
The Rock came out during WrestleMania. That whole thing with him turning them heel. And then he showed up again and it just dropped the whole storyline. That's why he became a face again. So it was just a waste of 2 months or 2.5 months of John Cena being a heel for no reason.
Okay, I thought then it must have been an old thing on X because when I was watching something about War Games, I thought I saw something at the Rock.
Yeah, we're almost at that time. Steven's like, I don't know nothing you're talking about.
No, I think it's great that you guys talk about wrestling, and I'm here for it. You know, because JC has to sit through my segments of Madhouse of on Madison, so it's nice. But yeah, continue.
No. I mean, we've pretty much covered everything.
Yeah, I will. My biggest thing is, you know, we have a few weeks left of this little tournament. Basically, it looks like it's Solo Sikoa versus Gunther.
Yeah,
and then
who's come out on top of that? Gunther will come out on top of that. They're gonna push Gunther, but I want it to be LA Knight on the other side versus Jey Uso. Jey Uso's had his run. Don't care. Yeet. I want LA Knight. I want LA Knight to finally get his push. He's my Dolph Ziggler right now. He gets risen to the top and then kicked back down over and over and over. He could have won.
Yeah, but we've all known, like the rumor has been that they want Gunther, and I don't understand why.
Boring. He is so boring to me. He is so boring.
Again, like to me, he is another guy that, like, I first off, I've never seen his mic skills. You know, I have never seen a clip of him ever talking ever. And of the clips I've seen of Gunther wrestling, it's not impressive to me.
No, it's not. The only thing he can do well is give chops. That's it. Other than that, there's nothing impressive about his wrestling. His mic skills are poor.
Horrendous.
I was going to say poor at best, but horrendous will do.
Okay.
Again, he bores me. There's nothing that I invested in him as a heel. I do not hate him. I don't care. And if you don't care about someone, you're not selling any tickets. I don't know what other people see. They're like, there's other wrestlers like, oh my God, Gunther's such a good heel. And this is that. I'm like, I don't see it because I tell you right now.
Yeah, which honestly, like I'd rather see Solo win over Gunther.
I don't think
personally.
I don't think Solo's going to win because the Wyatt Six showed up last week on SmackDown or Raw, whatever it was at the end. So they'll probably interview and Gunther will win. Okay, so then you have Gunther. It has to be LA Knight. You have to have some kind of, I don't know. And I don't want it to be Gunther. I just please that's the equivalent of when you had Barrett versus Kurt Angle for his final match because Vince didn't want to give him John Cena. Like being a dick for it. Like it should have been John Cena that retired Kurt Angle in his last match because he's the one that came up to him and slapped in the face and said ruthless aggression and started that whole period. It just made sense to give it the bookend. And that's what he wanted. But no, Vince was being a dick and was like, no, I want it to be Barrett Corbin. Why? Nothing against Baron Corbin. I think he's a great worker, but it should not have been him.
Yeah, I think the WWE is lost right now. They don't know what they're, again, there's no storyline. Like that's the whole problem with like this whole War Games was just like you tried to build a story in 2 weeks.
No, it sucked. They just stacked the card like as far as like putting Brock and Braun and the other Braun and Paul and Jake Paul, which is why put Jake Paul in there? It makes no sense. But it was just stacking names against other.
Well, yeah, I mean, all they did was stack like the heels, because
all the top heels versus all the top faces, and there was no story to it besides old stories that really didn't matter. There was more compelling stories between CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, and Roman Reigns, who do not like each other. Kayfabe, whatever. There was more compelling stuff on that side than there was on the other side. So,
and look, I'm gonna say this. I actually like Logan Paul as a wrestler because you know what? He can give you some high spots.
He can wrestle.
Like he is athletic as hell. And like I said, some of the moves that he does, even though they might have been done by Ricochet or whoever before, you know what I mean? Like he pulls off some freaking stunts.
Yes.
For a non-wrestler to where it's like
I would say he's a wrestler now. He's been with us for what, almost 2 years now?
Yeah. But I classify like he was a celebrity wrestler that has become a wrestler.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For a celebrity wrestler, he is above and beyond, Rodman, Mike Tyson, name the other guys.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, he's superseded everybody.
Yeah. And like I said, I mean, I give him his kudos, and he needs work on the mic.
Oh yeah.
But it's one of those where just because people hate him naturally because he's a Paul brother, like he gets heat no matter what. That said, they got to work on these storylines so much better because you know what I mean? Like me and you have talked about like storyline angles that would have been so much better like throughout these like past 3 months.
Yeah, for John.
And then like what they're coming up with. And like, dude, this is your guys' job to sit here and come up with this shit. And it's like your fans can write better shit than you.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like I said, like how you had Ron Killings come back. He pretty much turned heel, dark side, whatever. And you didn't use him at all?
No. And then fired him and then brought him back as R-Truth. And you could have just had him be like the roadie for John Cena throughout the rest of the matches and just be a roadie.
You could have gave us tag team matches. You could have gave us anything involving Ron Killings.
Yeah, he could have introduced him with, he's got mic skills. He can rap. He's an actual rapper. So like you could have done so much with it. And again, but you've limited to so many days with John Cena, and I get it. And also John Cena is a company man, so he's just doing what's they want and what's kind of like best.
I understand he's doing what they want, but I'm sorry, like John, I put this on you as well. You should have manned up and spoke what you wanted to do as well.
Yep.
Because look, I respect him for doing what the company wants, but at the same time, dude, this is looking horrible. Like for this is your way out. Like, I mean, this is a horrible way out, bro.
In my opinion, the matches with Dom were phenomenal, and it's the rub that Dom needed to solidify him as
Look, the
This is
match
the
with
next
AJ
guy on the-
Styles, fantastic.
Oh, that one too. Yes.
But
But
again, it like
AJ can
it's
wrestle
one
a
of-
broom. That's good.
it's the storyline, and I get, the storyline with John is you want some, come get some, right? But at the same time, it's like you're looking at who he's going against, and it's like this is boring. This is
Yeah, when he was
I
here,
don't-
he wrestled Sami Zayn. I was like, oh, really? It couldn't have been anybody else, but Sammy's okay, but John should be wrestling guys at the top tier, not at the middle tier. And I
or
feel
it should have been like Sami Zayn should have been in the beginning. Orton should have been towards the end.
yes, it should.
You know what I mean?
a lot
And
better.
this is why I'm saying, like, there was just a fumbling of storyline and scheduling and whatever.
I don't feel like
Where-
they had a storyline. I felt like, all right, what are we doing this week? That's what it felt like.
Yeah, it was like, oh, let's give the people what they want. Orton versus whatever. But there was no why. There's no, hey, Orton was
That's the easy
like,
why
he
they came up
trashed your
together.
car. He
Well, you didn't need a storyline. They came up together. They were each other's arch nemesis. They were Superman versus Lex Luthor. That was already built in. You just do that and do it at the end, and you could have kept John with the belt the entire time, and then he loses it to Randy Orton, who now can go on and win. He will probably be, what is he, at 15? You'll probably be at 16, and he needs to win one more to beat John. You got a built-in storyline. You didn't need to do shit about it. It was so easy. You could have had CM Punk before that. You could have had AJ before that. You could have literally, and I know JC understands this. When you're teaching, you go from the end product and you move backwards to try to teach the end product. You teach backwards. That's what you have to do.
if you're a good teacher.
Oh,
We had an anatomy teacher that didn't teach what was on the test.
I only had him for drug ed. Thank God. All right. I think we're good here. I know Steven is bored out of his mind and he's probably freezing his nuts because he doesn't have heat.
I am, Chuck. I am. Not about being bored, about freezing my nuts off. So
I don't know what to tell you about your heat. I got a radiator heat. That always works.
I mean, I have an air mattress. You're not that far from me, so
You're gonna snuggle up with Jackson.
sure, he's probably a lot warmer.
He is a lot more.
So
Oh, that's all right, Steve. I got a couch in the basement next to the heater, so you can go take
no,
that.
I'm good.
There you go.
You know what it is I had to restart it, and I'm turning it off and letting it reboot. Last time we had a guy come by, Sean messed with it. I turned it off for a while, left it, he comes in, tries to fix it. He turns it on, starts working like nothing ever happened. So I'm going to try that, see what it does. So,
All right, brother. Well, let me know if you have heat, man.
yes, sir. And it's snowing right now, I believe.
Yeah, it's still snowing.
So, which
Yeah,
is
so it
always
starts
fun.
snowing about 7:00. So
Yep.
All right, boys. Great show. Great show. A little bit of everything. Everyone gets what they want. A little buffet of sports. And oh yeah.
little sports entertainment.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
All right, everybody. That is it for today. Thank you to our fans for listening, subscribing, and watching. Thank you. We can't do this without you. 276 episodes plus all the lives. So we're probably like 300, 400.
3,000.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Be sure to come on Sunday. Big Z, make sure to tell them where
Yeah,
we're going to
I'm
be
going
at.
to make a whole new graphic tomorrow and publish that. I'm just gonna solidify the details with the owner to make sure we're on pace. If not, I'll find another venue. But I want to solidify that tomorrow. So you look out for that tomorrow afternoon. Thank you to our sponsor, 66 Media, True Chicago Sports Fans. Check us out on social media, True Chicago Sports Fans Podcast, everywhere. TCSF Pod on Twitter. You can find us on Facebook, IG, Spotify, Apple, on YouTube. Subscribe, please. Thank you. Share it. I know we're climbing on the listeners, but we also need some watch hours that'll get us to be monetized. So please, 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 thank you for sharing and thank you for supporting us. For Stevie B, JC, Ivan, I am Big Z. We'll see you next week after Bears win for episode 277. And until then, be good to each other. For love.
Packers suck.